From the Rose Parade in Pasadena, California, welcome to GCN.
Welcome to the GCN show.
Coming up this week, we're discussing ride envy and sneaky training after Mathieu van der Poel has gone to ground on Strava. Is ride envy a force for good or bad?
Yeah, we've got some cool new tech from Giro and POC, and bike parking in the style of a James Bond villain, and a recap from two of the most exciting races.
This week in the world of cycling, we learned who has taken the first World Tour races of the season. Grace Brown won the Women's Santos Tour Down Under, and former Zwift Academy winner Jay Vine won the men's.
Yeah, both races went down to the wire, so make sure you catch up on GCN Plus. It's for sure a good race, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. We also learned that cyclocross doesn't need mud, or Belgium in fact, to be utterly amazing. The World Cup headed to Benidorm in Spain of all places, and the racing was blistering. We'll have more on that a little bit later.
Yeah, we also learned this week that Mathieu van der Poel has been doing some secret training. He's gone from uploading all his data onto Strava, but now he's gone radio silence.
He has, yeah, either that, or he's just been freshening up a bit, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Because if you have a look, there you go, 7th of January, cheeky little 120 kilometres.
In 3 hours?
Yes, that's quite speedy, isn't it? And then absolutely nothing, like tumbleweed, if Strava had tumbleweed.
He probably got flagged for it and then has taken himself off in a really big huff. But seriously though, why do we think he's treating training like a dark op?
Well, it's a funny one this, isn't it, okay? Because we often see pros being secretive with their training, whilst others lay it all out there. Annemiek van Vleuten, for example, currently in Medellin in Colombia, showing the whole world that she is racking up yet more monster miles.
Yeah, more miles than any other pro last year, male or female, bar one, according to Dan in last week's Racing News show.
Yeah, she's a bit of an animal, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
Wout van Aert, too, laying it all out there, slightly depressingly. In fact, I found he did 25 hours last week and was still right up there in the hunt for the win at the Cyclocross World Cup. Now, I'd have tapered all week for that to freshen up.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's all psychological. Wout has the upper hand at the moment in their rivalry. Mathieu van der Poel is on the back foot. Wout is showboating all his training, and Mathieu van der Poel has still got work to do. But what kind of work?
Well, the kind that seems to be quite effective,
Yeah.
I think. I would agree, though. I think they are playing mind games with each other, aren't they? All three of them, in fact, playing mind games on Strava.
Yeah, now of course, those three are all top pros, but does it have the same effect on the rest of us?
Yes, I get ride envy really badly. In fact, I never need added motivation to ride. I need the opposite in order to stop me becoming a completely obsessed, selfish
Yeah, still a work in progress, say so.
Yes, quite. Anyway, I wouldn't hide what I do, that's for sure, although I know that some people do. Hey, Isaac.
Yeah, I guess for me, Si, it's all about ride envy on Instagram. Seeing someone's GPS data doesn't really get me excited, but seeing a cool photo of a bikepacking trip when I'm freezing my butt off, well, that's a different thing.
I'm surprised, James, that the thought of power data and GPS data doesn't get you excited. I really am. Just seeing those pictures on Instagram, though, does that make you motivated or sad?
I don't really get sad, Si.
You know?
No. It would make me get off my arse and do it, though.
That's cool, okay,
Yeah.
because you see, I generally get FOMO pretty badly in a lot of things, really, particularly when it comes to rides, when it involves time. So if someone posts a 3 or 4 hour ride, it's not like I really want to do long, steady rides all the time, but I just know that it would help me get a lot fitter if I could do it.
Could you not channel that?
Well, I mean, I do channel it. Like I said, I don't need more motivation, but I literally can't create any more hours in the day. And actually, that's quite a sore point. I turned my alarm off accidentally this morning. I overslept, which meant that I couldn't ride in, and to make matters worse, I had to spend 10 quid on a train ticket.
Were you more annoyed about spending the money or missing the ride?
Missing the ride, to be fair, but it did pain me that that I then had to spend 10 quid on a train.
Yeah, I bet.
Anyway,
let us know what you all think about this. Do you get ride envy? And is it a force for good or bad?
Yeah, and are you a sneaky trainer? Do you like to keep rides private so that your mates are really impressed / demoralised with your incredible innate fitness? And actually, the other thing as well is, I know that some people, they tailor the rides they do to be more impressive. Like Bridgewood often rides with a tailwind. Have you noticed this?
Yeah, he does.
He always rides with a tailwind.
Or gets the train back or something.
That's it. Yeah. Isaac, you do flat rides on Zwift, right? Yeah, to increase his weekly mileage.
Get all these cheeky little things going on.
Is it mind games for you, or is it just goal ticking?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comment section down below.
Yeah.
Very interested.
Now, as we mentioned in the intro, the Cyclocross World Cup in Benidorm at the weekend was absolutely awesome. And to give you all a bit of a taster, here's some of the awesome action. So good.
So good.
Yeah.
So I actually got a little bit of confession to make. So I didn't get to watch the races live, so I was watching on catch up on Sunday night. There I was, 9:30, doing the washing up with my phone on a shelf in front of me. I was literally shouting at it, shouting encouragement at Mathieu van der Poel, willing him on that final as his greatest fan.
Come on, Mathieu!
Yeah,
Well,
and my wife's there going like, shush, the kids are asleep.
Yeah.
Anyway, if
Tossing
they'd
and
woken up,
turning in their sleep.
I'd be like, come on, watch this. This is cycling at its best. Honestly, you'll really like it.
You should have swapped out story time instead watching GCN catch up. Anyway, we'll move on. Make sure you, though, don't miss the World Champs on the 5th of February. It's going to be epic.
It is actually, yeah. 2 of the tastiest battles on the cards there, both men's and women's, cracking rivalries. And, excuse the plug, but a timely reminder that a GCN Plus annual subscription costs about the same per month as a posh cup of coffee. Now, we hope that you are, of course, not getting your posh coffee in disposable cups. You are more sustainable than that.
Yeah, I think GCN Keep Cups are still available.
Yes, get your posh coffee in a GCN Keep Cup. Anyway, plus, going back to the subscription thing, you can catch up on anything you've already been missing out on. So we mentioned that the World Tour season has started. The racing is now coming thick or fast. But of note last week was the prologue in the men's Tour Down Under, which was a road bike time trial. Very cool, it has to be said.
Yeah. I mean, most riders were fairly respectful, apart from a few specialised, condoms on show. But Pello...
we should say it's a head condom, not a specialised condom. We don't know whether they make them, but anyway.
Yeah, I guess also Pello Bilbao did get some grief though because...
well, yeah, right, so why is this specialised condom? Just out of interest. Okay, let's move
one
on.
for another show, I guess.
Yeah, okay, anyway, yeah, rightly so, Pello Bilbao copped a lot of grief, didn't he? Yeah.
I mean, he does, yeah. He looked like he had just crashed straight into a wall and bent his shifters. Aero, yes. Classy?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, not at all. Right, cycling shorts now. Let's try and up the tone a bit, shall we?
And now it's time for cycling shorts.
And we're going to start with a bit of new tech.
Oh, yes, we are. Last week, Giro launched their latest and greatest road helmet. This is called the Ares Spherical, and it is the highest rated bike helmet that the leading experts at Virginia Tech have ever tested.
Ow. Yeah,
How's
yeah.
that feel?
Inspired. Well, that didn't feel. Ow. Despite that level of protection, it is still really light. And as you see, it's got these absolutely massive vents on. In fact, James, they say that it improves on its predecessor, the Ether, in terms of weight, cooling, aero, and even the sort of like surface area, if you know what I mean, the volume of the lid. Although, as we say, if you do want out-and-out aero, then the Eclipse, of course, is the one for that.
Yeah, it looks impressive when you add all that together.
Yeah.
Like other recent Giro helmets, it's got 2 shells, an inner and an outer, that can move against each other. A design that's intended to reduce rotational forces during the crashes.
The crashes.
The crashes that
During
you
the
inevitably
crash.
have.
Yeah, okay, right. Now, we also, as Scott said, got these bad boys through the post as well.
You love big glasses.
Yeah, well, these are
Cover your
quite.
whole face. I'm going to give you a pair of goggles.
These are quite modest compared to my usual ones. So these are from POC. They've just launched them, right? They're called the Propel, and get this, they have been designed to be. Wait for it. More aero.
More aero.
Yes, right. So the idea, POC say, is to fit close to the face and then guide air away from a rider's ears.
Yeah, I don't think they are going to be big enough to like cover your ears. You know, Dumbo ears. Look, bloody hell, they are quite big.
Yeah, they are quite big.
Wow.
Do you mind not?
Sorry.
I mean, every little helps, I think is what they say when it comes to aerodynamics. Frankly, I'm just waiting for fork blades to guide air around my ankles.
Yeah, imagine. I might even make you some.
They would have to be very big, wouldn't they? Anyway, apparently, right, POC spent a load of time CFD modelling, and it's worth, they say, low single-figure gains at 40k an hour, which they also said, on the face of it, that might not sound like much, but when we think about the surface area we're playing with, it is actually a pretty big deal. And I've included that statement because I thought it was a cracking dad joke.
It was, so I enjoyed it profusely.
You got it?
No.
On the face of it?
Do you know what? I'm sure Dan would have really appreciated that one. I think we should move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Here's a cool story from Amsterdam. On Thursday this week, a new bike parking facility will open at the central station with spaces, forget this, 7,000 bikes.
Yeah, that is
I
cool.
was so excited, I think I just spat on the table. Sorry.
That's great. Right, anyway, the best bit though, apart from that, I don't know whether we can move on from that.
Sorry, it's like,
Okay.
it's all good.
Right.
Like excitement is getting away from me.
Yeah, anyway, well, perhaps following on from that, the cool thing about the bike parking is that it's underwater. Yeah, like something out of a James Bond film. Basically, they've drained an existing section of river and then expanded it. They've built the parking and then re-flooded it. So it's now got boats on top of it and everything.
Yeah, this was 4 years in the making, and 60 million euros later, it's possibly the coolest bike parking on the planet.
Yeah, not a phrase you hear very often, that cool bike parking. No. Anyway, quick bit of industry news now as well. Giant are offering their bikes direct to consumer here in the UK. So local Giant retailers, they say, will still be involved so that if you buy a bike, you've still got a point of contact with a real life bike shop for after sales care.
Interesting, isn't it?
It is interesting, yeah.
Now we're getting into the last days of January.
Yes.
And we trust you're all still hanging there for the 30 in 30 challenge.
Yeah, a reminder that if you want to join GCN Presenters for Zwift rides, you can do. We've got rides most days, and if you don't have a Zwift subscription, then you can get a free trial for 14 days, but you have sadly missed my Uber session that was earlier on today.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be said, a lot of GCN presenters will chat to you, unless you're Ollie, and he'll be busy racing.
Yeah, apparently Ollie's chat function. Oh, guys,
it's not working,
I've got my ride in 2 minutes. I can't do chat function. It's just because he wants to drop everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And now you know how we feel. Anyway, we've been getting pretty excited here over the last few weeks about the 2023 Global Bike Festival in Saalbach in June. And now we can reveal the GCN presenters who will be out there in Austria. We've got Sai, we've got Dan, Ollie, Manon, and myself, all set to be there. And you're sure to get the chance to hang out with your favourites.
Favourite what?
GCN presenter.
Yeah. I can imagine there would just be like a big queue of no one in front
of me. Is that what you're saying? Then like,
I was gonna say,
Manon's gonna have so many people, like big queue waiting to say hello to Manon, and then we're just.
No, I wasn't gonna say you actually. I was gonna say me. But of course, you're all coming out there for my pre-40th birthday celebrations, aren't you?
Yeah.
So
to buy you a beer or two, maybe.
Oh yes. 2 lucky people will be able to buy me a beer before I fall over. No, anyway, yeah, that's the big one, isn't it, that we're talking about. It's Global Bike Festival, and then it's also my 40th birthday celebrations. Yeah. So, yeah, come on, guys.
I can't believe you're 40, Si.
Well, I'm not yet.
But nearly.
I'm still only 39, James.
And you're still pretty hot on a bike. There you go.
And off
Age
the bike.
is just a number.
Some people say. Right. No one says that, unfortunately. Anyway, Global Bike Festival, not my 40th birthday. You will be able to ride with the team, get coaching sessions, you're part of the audience for the GCN show live.
Yeah.
We're going to have tech talks again. And if you really fancy, you can race Ollie up the famous Grossglockner Pass. It's not a euphemism, that is it?
No, it's really not. But I for sure won't be on that ride.
No.
I'll
You've got
be
like some
doing the
laid-back gravel ride to do. Guys, it's not about racing, it's about gravel. Yeah. No, I think I fancy the Grossglockner.
Yeah. Whoop, whoop. It's now time for hack. No, one more time. It's now time for hack / bodge of the week.
That's right. First up, we got this one from EF Fanboy, a brake lever alignment device. After upgrading to Di2 wireless, I was left with the task of setting up my levers exactly the same. So, I'm impressed with this already. I built this contraption out of aluminium profiles. Clamps the handlebars nice and gently, and you can measure and adjust accurately. Version 2 that can be used on the bike is in the making. That I am mighty impressed with. I mean, I don't quite see how it works,
I'm always quite
but
envious of people who are able to make, you know, like jigs like that.
yeah.
Because I just don't have the...
No, but I also think that you're probably not the kind of person to obsess about the alignment of your levers.
My leaves like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just riding like, yeah, it's cool.
So
It's absolutely fine.
count your lucky stars, mate. You
Yeah.
can do more exciting things than make contraptions to ensure that your levers are lined
Yeah.
up. Anyway, that's a hack from me. What do you think?
I think it's hack, 100%.
Good.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And 82% of you lot said that was a hack as well. So well done, EF Fanboy.
Yeah, we got another one in from Stuart Brown. Now this is the grassy tyre that I have also done.
Really?
Yeah, but I reckon, you know, a grassy tyre on a mountain bike is going to take a hell of a lot longer than one on a road bike.
Well, yeah, it probably needs a bit of explanation, doesn't it? So, Stuart said, after multiple punctures, no more inner tubes and repair kits while bikepacking around Slovenia, this was the best attempt to get me rolling to the nearest bike shop. Shoved leaves and grass into the tyre until we couldn't fit anymore. Managed to roll for a few miles before some very friendly locals gave us a lift into town, where an even friendlier bike mechanic retaped my wheel and fitted a new tyre for us. That is a sign of desperation.
Yeah.
We actually, we did a video about that years and years and years ago on GCN. And I think I spent 2 hours trying to stuff a road tyre with grass.
Yeah.
And even then, it was fairly pants. So fair play to you, Stuart. That is a roadside hack.
Yeah, let us know in the comment section below how long it actually took you. I'd be interested to know if it took,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
a good 4 hours, I'm reckoning.
Yeah, anyway, a lot of love for it in the voting. 81% of you lot thought that was a hack as well. And if it stops you walking,
Then
pretty
all the
much
better.
absolutely,
And
pretty much
stops you
anything's a
destroying
hack.
your rims. There's another one.
Yeah, exactly.
What's next, Si?
Eddie.winter has a marginal gain, they've said. 3D printed hack, A-head spacers, half an hour of CAD, 1 week waiting to get it shipped here, approximately 30 grams they weigh, which saved 34 grams. Wowzers, that is not to be sniffed at. It looks quite neat, actually, doesn't it?
I know who's going to be knocking on your door. Ollie Bridgewood.
Good point, yeah.
He loves an aero game like that.
He does, yeah. No, I like that. That looks super neat. Next thing, you need to 3D print yourself a out front computer mount.
Yes.
Because, you know, you got some
The old rubber bands.
rubber bands to get rid of there. But no, that's very cool. And in the voting, 84% of you lot agreed and said that was a hack. Whoa, that's 3 good ones to start
Yeah,
with,
yeah.
isn't it?
Well, whether or not this is going to be a good or bad one. You ready?
Yeah.
Joe Beavis, budget toe covers.
Okay.
Spotted in work changing room, so this isn't actually Joe's, for when the temperature drops and you have nothing but your lunch crisp packets to protect you on your commute home. Practical, cheap and structured.
Oh.
I'm slightly worried about this one though, because I reckon they're prawn cocktail crisps.
Oh, that
your
is
feet.
gross.
Prawn cocktail, you know, feet odor.
Fishy, greasy, like plastic bags to slip your feet
But
into
it does
after a day
work
at work.
because it's the foil and which obviously keeps the heat in from, you know, so it does work. But whether or not you know you want your feet to smell like prawn cocktail,
That's rancid.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, that is absolutely rank. Joe, I really hope that was just you spotting it in a work changing room and one of those like, oh, I'm just asking
My
for a
friend
friend.
did it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause,
yeah.
yeah. Anyway, for me, that's a bodge. Clearly,
that is
that's
a bodge. Yeah, that is a bodge.
Yep, and 63%, only 63% of you lot agree and said that was a bodge. 30% a hack. What?
Yeah, I'm not sure where you guys were thinking on that one.
Maybe they don't know it's prawn cocktail. And actually, for those of you that
might not
aren't
be,
familiar
but-
with prawn cocktail crisps, for our US audience, those are chips that taste like
Prawns.
like fishy chips, aren't they? Basically.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I wouldn't eat one if you paid me, frankly. But anyway, let alone stick my feet in them. Well, that was a low point, wasn't it, to finish off Hackle Bodge?
Yeah, it started off on a big high and then ended with a bottom. I like that. It's variety. It's diverse. Great.
Yeah, I think I could have done without the fishy feet, though, to be fair.
Okay.
But anyway, keep them coming in, good and bad. And prawn cocktail crisp packs. Let us know your best prawn cocktail crisp hack for next week's show. We'll pick out our favourites. Of course, upload them to the GCN app, and you can vote on all the other amazing hacks or bodges that are on there as well. That's so gross. It's time now for Caption Competition, that part of the show where you get a chance to get your hands on a coveted GCN Elite water bottle. All you gotta do is put a witty caption in the comment section down below that relates to a photo we will give you in just a second. But first, it's results time. This was the photo we gave you last week. A promo photo from the Team Flanders Baloise squad. Sorry, momentary lapse of memory there. I couldn't work out who it was. Anyway, Matt Wood, first of all, said, I think Dan's caption competition submission for demonstrate the energy of saving effect for sitting on the wheel is genius and should win next week's water bottle winner. It might encourage him back on the bike if you want. Well, it might, but sadly, Dan read your caption and has decided that he couldn't be here today.
It's sad times,
so yeah, so unfortunately, Dan actually is back on the bike. I think he's currently riding a bicycle with Sean the King Kelly this week for GCN Plus for a documentary that's coming up soon. So so Dan is not just back on the bike, he's also riding with one of the greats, the all-time greats. So,
Gave some tips, I guess. The winner, though, of the capture competition is Play Teles. So would you say pronounce it?
Play Tellies? Play Tellies?
Yeah. For the caption, they may look relaxed, but Team Flanders Baloise. I'm gonna do that again. And the winner of you're gonna put this in on
blatantly. Yeah, 100%.
And the winner of the capture competition is Play Teles. With this, they may look relaxed, but Team Flanders Baloise or Baloise or Baloise. How do you say that?
Baloise, isn't it?
Baloise. Baloise.
Baloise.
Baloise. Okay. My Flanders accent is awful. Right. And the winner of the caption competition is Play Teles. They may look relaxed, but Team Flanders Baloise riders were really feeling the pressure in this photo shoot.
Love it. And do you know what was even better is that hearing that 12 times over was fantastic. Thanks for that, Hank. Take 12. Never mind. No, it was. It is a cracking caption. Get in touch, Play Teles, and we will send this out to you.
I'm glad I have you, side.
Yeah.
Just,
Tell you what, a little update, by the way, team. Gold water bottles. We're just honing in on the design with Elite now. So the ultimate.
That's going to be the ultimate prize because you literally won't be able to go on
Won't be able to buy them yet. So there'll be, in any given year, there'll only be 51 gold bottles given away. How cool is that?
Yeah, it would be good.
Yeah. Right. Okay. We need to give you next week's, don't we, for you to get involved in. Right, so this photograph is of Danny Martinez at the Vuelta San Juan down in Argentina. That's currently on at the moment on GCN+. Given that Lloyd is away, I'll go for it.
Yeah, I think this one would suit you, actually, seeing as you've got your Dumbo ears.
Thanks, mate. This is how you make your ears more aerodynamic. So it kind of follows on from the sunglasses.
Yeah. Hey, Si, I'm a big fan. You know,
yeah, cool. Cheers, mate. Thanks, I really appreciate that. Yeah, all right. If you think you can do better, get involved in the comment section.
Right. Up next, comment of the week.
All right, we're gonna go straight in, are we?
Oh yeah,
no time for chilling out or cups of tea. Okay, right. Okay, well, last week's show, we were talking about what kits were hot or not. Quite a few people disagreeing with me about the Jumbo Visma kit, which is repulsive, as we all know. No, I don't think it's repulsive, just not sure it's very cool. Anyway, I've got to be careful how I read this. I'm going to read that as T Watts. 4436, but it could be something else. They said Jumbo Visma's kit may not be cool, but it perfectly addresses what kit needs to do, standing out on the road. Also, the consistency in design means it's recognisable. Absolutely, consistency is key, but I would argue that the only thing a kit needs to do is standing out on the road. I think it can do more than that, help you stand out on the road, and also look nice too.
Oh, I'd agree. Paul Bradford said, if I was a kit designer, the question would be how easily is the kit spotted from a helicopter? With that criteria in mind, the following, in no particular order, are my favourites. Jumbo Visma, Bora, Alpecin, Phoenix, Movistar. Perhaps the most recognisable because of the big M and DSM, the stripes. Which I think it makes sense if you're watching it.
Well,
but I always want to look cool.
Well, this is it. Like the whole purpose of a race kit is not just to be visible from a helicopter. Otherwise, you'd have like just fluo or orange
dots
or something.
It would be like caps when you're playing water polo.
Yeah. The whole purpose of a race kit is for people to like it and for it to be cool. Like that's what we talk about, isn't it? Like the iconic race kits from the past. If you design something that's utterly repulsive but visible, people actually the only reason people still talk about it is if it's that bad, like the Castorama kit where it was dungarees. Remember?
But I did think that was quite cool.
No, Castorama was never cool. The denim effect lycra of Carrera, arguably that was cool, but I need to source some of that, by the way, actually, for this year. Some denim effect Carrera lycra. If anyone can sort me out with that, I've got a
in the conversation below.
Got a bit of a project going on for GCN Plus. Anyway, there we go. We'll just have to agree to disagree on that one. And then Rich M, by the way, said this. Dan set the bar very high for caption competition this week. I'm guessing that's a pun about tyre pressures again. But then he said, if anyone would be familiar with the bar, it would be Dan. And
that's another.
That is true.
Pun.
Yeah, absolutely true. Under 8 weird things about cycling that don't make sense, Stillboy56 said, wearing black at dusk and dawn with no lights doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think that was a dig at me, actually.
Really?
I feel like it was the dusk to dawn, right? Or, when I wear black kit.
Yeah.
But it's a cool kit.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's worth dying for, but I think there is a lot to be said, actually, for, like, I don't know, like, I know that black kit doesn't stand out as much as fluoro or whatever, but I do think it stands out. Do you know what I mean? Like, you kind of, you do see it. Like, whether you're driving a car or on your bike, like, you see black kit. This is probably a topic for another GCN show, isn't it? Because it's worth diving into.
I think so. We all care about kit, and I think being visible but also being cool is something that we're all trying to get to, right? That's the holy grail of great kits.
Absolutely, yeah.
How to beat the cold weather. A lot of you had these snarky comments, especially from the Canadians, that we've ignored.
Well, I mean, no, we'll address them now, won't we? I was talking to Mark Threlfall from GTN this morning, and we were saying, to all you Canadians going on about, like, oh, you don't know what winter is until it's been minus 42 or whatever, you try coming over to the UK and try riding in 2 degrees, but damp.
Yeah.
Damp cold is the coldest cold on the planet. Absolute zero has nothing on 2 degrees and British damp. You need to wear so many clothes.
I think you're totally right.
Yeah, absolutely. So right, Canadians, will issue a challenge. You come over and deal with a British winter and see how you get on. Give me dry cold any day of the week.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
So there we go. Challenge
accepted.
Issued. Yeah, well, I hope so. We'll be here at GCN Megabase waiting for your call.
Yeah. Tim said, I find living on the Texas Gulf Coast helps a lot with the winter training. Yeah, I think exactly where I'm going to be going, to Girona, because it's a little bit warmer than here at the moment.
Absolutely, yeah. And then on a slightly more serious note, on the deep dive into Zone 2 training and beyond with Inigo San Millan, who's the head of performance at UAE Emirates, Tadej Pogacar's coach, and an absolute, genius. Anyway, user XQ7VM9HB5M said that this is the most interesting video GCN has ever released. I cannot remember the last time I learned so much in 30 minutes. Thank you, Dr. Inigo San Millan. So yeah, thank you, San Millan. If you haven't seen that video, then do check it out. it's something a little bit different for us. We've just left it for you, all the detail in there. So yeah, a lot of people really enjoyed it.
I loved it,
so
actually.
That's cool. Yeah,
because you can listen to it and do the cooking at the same time.
That's right.
I thought it was great.
and it's not so engaging that you won't end up shouting at your
Yeah.
phone and not doing the washing up.
Exactly
because you're cheering us on.
No, make sure you give
It's
that
not
one a
that kind
watch.
of video.
Are flat pedals actually just as fast as clipless? It's a film Connor and I did, and I was astounded of the results. It's something I've been wanting to do because we've done it a few times, but we put out a video last week and it really surprised everyone, so make sure you go and have a look at it. David Parker said, I'm not cycling that seriously and have always used flats, but I've definitely felt pressure to switch to clipless. The more I get into it, and this just confirmed that I probably don't need to worry and can still enjoy the benefits of not doing a tap dance around the cafe. And it really was like that side. Like, the difference isn't as big as a lot of people think.
No, absolutely. I wouldn't ride with flat pedals though.
No, nor would I.
I mean, I would if I was
I
just
just like being
cruising
connected
around.
to the bike.
Yeah, I did when I went bikepacking with Jack Thurston
I did too.
in slow cycling, and it was cool. But I mean, sometimes you just want to sprint.
Yeah, exactly.
But there we go. Anyway, no, it was super cool. Great vid that. Worth checking out. Right, coming up on the channel this week, you've done a video about how to get ripped.
Yeah,
which I'm
interesting
intrigued
video
about.
coming out tomorrow where we're talking to two, big names, I guess, in muscle building and strength. So we're kind of putting them into one video to give you a little bit of advice, I guess, or a little bit of info from maybe a bodybuilder's perspective to a strength conditioning coach for a cyclist, and how or if they do kind of we can learn from each sports, I guess.
Will I get ripped?
I'm hoping you can take a little bit from it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Then Thursday, things we wish we'd known when we started cycling, which could be a good one. Friday, it's another strength one from you, how to get stronger on the bike, isn't it? Saturday, can you get fit in 30 minutes? So we're getting, as we said, close to the end of our 30 and 30 challenge for January. So we're going to do a bit of a recap. Have we got fitter? And also, what's the science behind it as well? And then on Sunday, this was fun to do, okay? So GCN turned 10 years old a few weeks back. Turns out, I've still got the bike that I rode when GCN first started up in my loft. So I went and dug it out.
Was it an old team bike?
It was an old team bike of
from
mine,
Sigma.
yeah. Indeed it was,
Yeah, I remember racing you on that very bike.
Yeah, just about saw it in the
Yeah,
distance.
up the road, yeah.
I wish. Anyway, yeah. So I dug it out, and because it's incredible how much technology has been released in the last decade, but how much of a difference does it make? So I went and put it to the test, basically. So yeah, make sure you check that one out. On GCN Plus this week, we got part 2 of Race to the Future, so the Tour de l'Avenir. That's super duper cool. You got to make sure you check that one out. And as we mentioned, there's a whole load of racing going on. Vuelta San Juan, there's more cyclocross. We're not far off the UAE tour, are we? That's coming up soon as well. So yeah, get
Loads
your
of cool
GCN
stuff.
subscription, GCN Plus subscription fired up, and yeah, do it. You know it makes sense.
Yeah. And lastly, I just want to finish up with giving you guys a little bit of a reminder that over on the GCN Club, you can get a pair of socks every single month if you sign up, and some exclusive deals over on the GCN shop. But this month, sock 56 is a really cool design. It's got a bit grey in there and fluoro.
Put fluoro on my ankles
Yeah.
so it'd be seen from space.
There you go. So make sure you go and check out the GCN Club. It's something that I think we like. We like building a GCN community. So make sure you go and head out or check that out if you do want to. And I guess that sews up the end of the show.
I believe that's it. James, it's been a pleasure.
It has indeed. I've loved every minute of it. I hope you have too. Let us know in the comment section below. And don't forget, do you want to say the thumbs up bit, Si?
Yeah, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it.
See you next week.